The Y-30 aircraft project is China's latest attempt to reshape its military airlift capabilities. A four-engine turboprop transport aircraft being developed by Shaanxi Aircraft Industry Corporation under the umbrella of Aviation Industry Corporation of China. Designed for the medium lift category, the aircraft is expected to carry heavier payloads than earlier platforms while integrating modern avionics and updated flight control systems. However, this added capability may come with a trade-off: a slightly reduced operational range. Right now, though, the Y-30 exists more as a concept in motion than a proven aircraft. Since it remains in the prototype testing phase following its first flight in December 2025, any evaluation of its performance is based largely on stated intentions rather than real-world data. And that lack of transparency makes one thing clear: there is no confirmed way yet to measure how it truly compares to established aircraft like the Lockheed Martin C-130J Super Hercules. That hasn't stopped bold claims from emerging. On April 10, 2026, the South China Morning Post reported that a Chinese military publication, Aerospace Knowledge, produced by Beihang University, suggested that the Y-30 could outperform the C-130J in several key areas. According to the report, these advantages may include engine output, payload capacity, structural efficiency, avionics architecture, and flight control systems. However, even within this assessment, one limitation was acknowledged: the Y-30 is expected to have a slightly shorter operational range. Still, these comparisons remain largely qualitative. No hard numbers have been released. No verified specifications. No measurable benchmarks. And that's where the uncertainty begins. The Y-30 is positioned as part of a much larger strategy. The People's Liberation Army Air Force has been steadily expanding its transport fleet, most notably with the introduction of the Xian Y-20 in 2016. That aircraft operates in the heavy lift category, capable of carrying massive payloads over long distances. Below it sits the Y-9, which serves lighter transport roles. But between those two aircraft, there has always been a gap, and the Y-30 is designed to fill it. If successful, it would give China a more balanced airlift structure, similar to how Western air forces operate across light, medium, and heavy transport classes. In theory, this allows more efficient mission planning. Heavy aircraft like the Y-20 wouldn't need to be used for tasks that don't require their full capacity. Instead, a platform like the Y-30 could take on those roles, improving overall operational efficiency. But again, the theory is ahead of reality. Even the aircraft's designation isn't finalized. It's been referred to as both Y-30 and Y-15, a sign that the program is still evolving. Unlike the Y-20, which is developed by Xian Aircraft Industry Corporation, the Y-30 comes from a separate production line under Shaanxi Aircraft. This suggests parallel development efforts within China's aerospace sector, but it also highlights how early the program still is. There are no confirmed production timelines, no procurement numbers, no cost estimates, and most importantly, no detailed performance data. We don't know the engine model. We don't know its power output. We don't know its fuel efficiency. And in military aviation, that's not a small omission. Engine performance directly defines an aircraft's capability. Its payload, its range, its takeoff performance, and its ability to operate from short or unprepared runways. Without that information, any comparison becomes speculative. The same goes for cargo capacity. The C-130J, for example, operates in the 20-ton payload class and can fly over 3,000 kilometers depending on configuration. It has decades of operational history, with more than 500 units produced and service across over 20 countries. The Y-30, by contrast, has none of that. No deployment history, no mission variants, and no combat or humanitarian track record. And that's a critical difference. Because aircraft capability isn't just about design, it's about proof. The C-130J has proven itself across decades of operations, from combat zones in Iraq and Afghanistan to disaster relief missions worldwide. It supports specialized variants like the KC-130J for aerial refueling and the MC-130J for special operations, roles that extend far beyond simple cargo transport. The Y-30, at least for now, exists only on paper and in early flight tests. There are indications that China is pushing forward in areas like composite materials and digital avionics. These advancements could reduce weight, improve efficiency, and modernize flight control systems. But even here, details remain limited. And one major question still lingers: engines. China has faced challenges in developing reliable, high-performance turbofan and turboprop engines in the past. The Y-20 itself initially relied on imported engines before transitioning to the domestically produced WS-20. That history raises a critical point. Whatever engine powers the Y-30 could ultimately determine whether the aircraft meets its intended performance goals. Until that is clarified, the program remains uncertain. Right now, the Y-30 represents potential, not capability. It reflects China's ambition to expand and modernize its airlift fleet. It shows a clear intent to compete in the medium transport category. But without verified data, without operational testing, and without real-world deployment, those ambitions remain unproven. And that's the reality. Because in military aviation, claims don't define superiority. Performance does. And until the Y-30 demonstrates that performance, the gap between it and a proven platform like the C-130J isn't just technical. It's fundamental.